Fall a million times, fail a million times. Fill me with doubt, but I will always remember. So let me apart again. So let me apart again. Hello everyone, I'm in a pretty somber mood tonight, so I may not be all that cheerful or entertaining. I may be quiet though, I hope I am, since that's what you enjoy. Okay, that should be reasonable. Fill me with doubt, but I will always remember. So let me apart again. No. That's a different video entirely. Personal goals and whatnot. Things I want to achieve in life. The realistic absurdity I want to live as. Realistic, reasonable, and empathetic. It's also a little bit absurd, and I think I'd be happy with that. After all, perfect doesn't exist. It never did. Perfect is death. Been through hell and back, my failures launched the attacks. Fail a million times, fill me with doubt, but I will always remember. Storms thrown at me, rip me apart again. Undo me. Until you can no longer do so. And that's me speaking to... That's me speaking to the sensation in my head. Because there is something about the other person that did undo me. Until I figure out how to prevent that from happening. I think I'm going to stay stuck. Which is the reason why I don't want to stay stuck. I don't want to be undone by someone. It compromises my integrity, my ability to be there for them as the person I want to be. As someone who nurtures, who helps, and provides a safe space for others. I'm not always good at it, especially when I'm panicking. But I want to get better. I want to get better. So rip me apart again. I've been through so many storms thrown at me. So rip me apart again. BPD or rejection sensitivity? Could be neither, could be could be a little bit of each, could be one or the other. Oh, come on, there was someone right there! There was someone literally walking up behind me, over towards this bench. You could have let me stay in the same instance as them to get my dailies done. Sky, your server management will continue to confuse me. I'm glad I've got Pyra and Lillian in my life. And the others too. Rip me apart again. No, I want to give you hugs. Oh, I'm sorry for being tapped out. Oh, I don't know. Been through so many storms thrown at me, so rip me apart again. I'm gonna switch it up. Rip me apart again. Okay, good. It's still on loop. I'll help you find what you need. And not just what you want. Dig a little deeper, dig a little deeper, to see every single river hidden from the reaper. Ooh. That is a line of thought I do want to leave as a verbal recording, since I can't seem to find the text I wrote down elsewhere. Oh, come on, my escape is right there! Motherfucker! Patience and time. Patience and time. Aww. Oh, thank you, game. I appreciate it. Yes, I know you're there. I'll get to you in a moment, spirit. Every single day, hidden from the reaper. Ooh. Dig, dig a little deeper, dig a little deeper, to see through every single layer, hidden from the reaper. Ooh. Layer by layer, dreams come true. Yeah, there's nothing there for me. No one's there for me. I made that clear the first time. Oh, could you please not charge into me head first like that? Like, if you were going to give me a hug, I understand, but you're just trying to fucking beat me up. Rude. Ah. See, see, every single layer hidden from the reaper. I love you, Ray. You know that, right? One of these days it'd be nice to find someone I can just share that sentiment with, deeply and utterly. Fire's getting close. Oh, that is a good song. It's a very silly one, too. Hopefully that will help change my mood. Hmm. Not be reasonable. I also wonder, was I wrong in assuming that they wouldn't want my feeling back at the start? Given everything else, I find it hard to believe that. I find it hard to believe that I would be wrong about that instinct. Oi! Motherfucker. I wanted to fly over towards these candles, not face first into the wall. People pleasing would be basically relying on it to act like a princess and navigate conversations more easily. I'd rather try to find the ways that my existing beliefs can also connect with the beliefs of others, even if we don't always have the same angle on things. Because I feel like that makes it more authentic. I just have to be careful to not turn it into debate, because then that risks argument for people who don't want debates or their worldview challenged. There's a shadow in me, the dark is a tidal wave inside of you. Every light casts a shadow. Whether or not you choose to embrace it and put it to work for you determines on whether or not it controls you or you control it. I'm overthinking. Huh? I saw a player go over here. Are they not going for these candles? Or to stop up here briefly? Okay. Damn. Oh, come on. Don't you fucking bait me like that. Bullshit. Wasn't even intentional on the player's part. Please, stop being a contortionist for a few moments. I don't want you getting your back hurt. Oh, okay. Thank you. Alright, what song should I pick next? Search by the current song, see what other results pop up. Only one? Damn, I can't search around it in the Discord then. Okay, I've got no reason to move. Alright, search by the artist. Mean Girls is a good one, but I'm not one in that mood right now. Down Under's also a good one. Take Control. Yeah. That'll do. Doing good, game? Can't break through, nor can I hide. Something drives me to the edge. What lies beyond is still unsaid. Yeah, I'm definitely a forest girl. Let's get these tools and weapons into shape. Now, if only I was actually able to stand heat around the forge, I'd probably enjoy that so much. Just learning to temper the metal, hammer it down into shape by hand, slow and steady. Really devote myself to the process. Leave a little bit of myself behind. Something that speaks through the implement, rather than demands anything of it. What lies beyond is still unsaid. Need to go grab a companion. Nearly forgot that. Hello. I'd like to visit your friends. Thank you for helping me. We are going on an adventure. And I did an adventure with you last time. Neat. Everything is lost inside. I can't break through, nor can I hide. What lies beyond is still unsaid. Everything is lost inside. I can't break through, nor can I hide. Something drives me to the edge. What lies beyond is still inside. Always like the ending of this one. So pretty. Spirit friend, okay, good, you're with me. For a moment there, I thought I lost you. I may have become more rejection sensitive. You know what? That would help explain a lot. Everything is lost inside. I can't break through, nor can I hide. Why did I have to try to disturb the dust in my room? Damn it. Yep, that is worth it. Everything is lost inside, I can't break through, or can I hide? Something drives me to the edge, what lies beyond is still unsaid. Jump. Sure. The middle actually sounds like a chill song. Look down, just try your best. Try everything you can. Don't you worry what they say themselves when you're away. It just takes some time. Little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. You're on your own, so don't fight it. Just live right now. Just be yourself. You're good enough for someone else. It just takes some time. Little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. I should listen to this song more often. It's good for my mental health. Don't write yourself off yet. Someday you feel left out. Look down on. Just try your best. Do everything you can. Don't you worry what their bitter hearts are gonna say. It just takes some time. Little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. No pasting the same song twice. I want this song. Try everything you can. Don't worry about the dead themselves or your way. It just takes some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Be just fine, everything will be alright, alright. Just take some time. You do that on your own, so don't fight it. Just live right now. Just be yourself. Doesn't matter if it's good enough for someone else. It just takes some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright. Surprised to see you singing. What, I can enjoy myself. Really? And I thought you were a total grump. Hey, get up off ya. Easily feel left out and look down on. Just do your best. Do everything you can. And don't you worry what the bitter hearts are gonna say. It just takes some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright. Yeah, I'm a lot happier when I believe my own truth. Even if it's not the whole truth of reality. It served me well before. Shouldn't have been. Just because I got banned by the evil video cult. Yeah, I would categorize people-pleasing as a bright shadow instead of a dark one. Because dark shadows are in reference to one's own self and own desires, even if they're not always socially acceptable. Meanwhile, bright shadows are more about maintaining a public facade and image at the cost of yourself because you value your reputation more than you actually value your own self-worth. Then there's structural shadows, for those who want to get lost in the semantics of details, in which knowledge itself becomes prideful. On the other side, there are colorful shadows, where emotions themselves emotions as they exist are considered to be the ultimate truth, when it's really all four of these things at the same time that really make life. In confusing proportions that are never quite the same from moment to moment. Sometimes you'll have to wander the land of confusion and uncertainty. Sorry, I thought you were gonna leave me. Thank you for helping me with this. Just take some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Be just fine, everything will be alright. Everything will be just fine, everything will be alright. Didn't hit the note there, damn it. Oh shit. That is not what I wanted! But it's what happened. I'll make the most of it. It just takes some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Just fine, everything will be alright, alright. No, it's actually funny. When I'm not feeling ashamed of my feelings, then I can just accept both that I have feelings and yet also that those feelings aren't wanted. I don't feel any impulse to do anything about that. It's when toxic shame got in the mix that really just set everything off. Made me feel small. Like I needed others when I possibly didn't. I'm not moving from this spot, you move from the spot. Come on. Alright, fine. They're probably away from their computer, aren't they? Thank you for your help, everyone. I will see you all later. Look down on. No, even if I got caught up in an illusion of what someone else could have been capable of given enough time. Genuinely, I did want to protect the girl like that. I wanted to see her happy. I don't get that now, though. I'm glad I have the memories. So what if the other person is 10 years older than me? Fucking hell. Have you ever thought about how physical maturity is different from emotional maturity? Let alone psychological maturity. Come on. You can have overgrown children living in adult bodies who keep pretending like they know everything because they feel ashamed to admit that they don't know much at all. And that's how they've lived their lives. Because they never were taught how to be there for themselves. How to accept parts of themselves that they didn't understand or felt ashamed of. That's why I want to help people. But if I destabilize myself in the process, then that's not helping someone. That's enabling them. Especially if I take on things that aren't mine to hold. How did I learn to embrace conflict instead of avoiding it? Outside of fucking getting frustrated with my own mother and arguing with her, and us eventually getting to a point where we could say, hey, this is reaching a boiling point where we're going to say things we don't want to say, that we don't want to hurt each other with. So let's take 5, step back, and talk about this topic a different time. Hell, even recently, I think I was able to tell my mom that how I felt defensive the moment she brought up a specific topic. Look down, do your best, do everything you can, don't let yourselves when you're away. Just bonks my head against the wall, still manages to get enough height. Coolio. Alright, alright. So don't buy it. Don't take the poisoned breadcrumbs, the bait for fitting them. Nurture your own forest, your own community that's there for you. It's there for who you can be, instead of for who they think you are. Let them be there for the real. And I phrased part of that horribly, but hey, I'm not good with words in the first place. At least not speaking anyways. Butterfly kept up, nice! Hey, don't write yourself off yet. It's only in your head to feel left out. Look down on. Do your best. Do everything you can. For all my worries and doubts, I hope they're able to prove it. But they won't be stopped. That is one hope I don't think I'll ever be able to let go of fully. Is the hope of my own doubts and fears about others being proven wrong, them growing beyond what I could ever imagine for them. Damn it, I killed my own momentum again. Well, yes, I can be very cute. I just don't like using it to my advantage because fucking hell. Then I just have people trying to fucking baby me all the time. Oh. Yeah. It just takes some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. I think the most difficult part of shadow work is learning how to detangle internalized it. What was it I called those things again? Internalized something or other. Wherein part of the outside world, through memories, experience, and otherwise, coalesces into something that repeats that same statement or belief endlessly. and/or can be a vessel through which others influence your own line of thinking, even if you don't want them to. I don't actually remember what this is, so I'm gonna go find the Word document real quick, because I did download it last time I went through my external archive. Since the old version is still pretty useful as is. Alright. Let's just sit here for a bit. Nice and comfy. Quiet. Calm. Alright, Sparks. We can ignore the messed up deer for now and go find that frickin' Word document. Mental space concepts related to an RP. Old version. Good. Alright, there's the explanation on medians that I would never be able to speak again. Interesting. So I phrased them as manifested influences rather than internalized influences. Not everyone has a bright or colorful inner light. For some people it's gray, for some people it's dark. But that light is still part of them. Let's see. Fragments are discarded and fragmented parts of oneself. The majority of them are created in childhood, where people learn right from wrong and what is or isn't acceptable, producing numerous shards alongside larger chunks. It's essentially the sculpting of one's ego or sense of self that happens in parallel to their inner world that creates them. The other portion of these fragments are likely to be smaller and more precisely cut in comparison, as they are often created in one's teenage years and onwards. Unfortunately, trauma can forcefully fracture and create fragments of the self as well, by overcoming a held belief or truth or subverting it. It's only when one learns to mend themselves that they will be able to reintegrate old fragments into themselves if they so choose to go through that process and the work it needs. There are silver-like fragments, which are reflective, allowing it to focus one's inner light in different directions via reflection and refraction. Glass-like fragments, faded shards that once represented a more nuanced part of one's personality. Their various colors are only displayed with the help of one's inner light. And then there are the obsidian-like fragments, which are opaque shards that once surrounded one's inner light, helping to limit and protect it by blocking and hiding it from things that would seek to destroy it. Not going to go over this section on shadows. Manifested influence is probably one of the most nuanced things within one's mental world. Often taking the form of an object, manifested influence is the byproduct of external information and/or beliefs that one's subconscious mind has picked up on and processed during the formation of their inner world. This collected info and/or beliefs are absorbed by one's mental self and processed internally as time passes, eventually separating with the chance of turning into three distinct byproducts. That which resonates with oneself is often incorporated into their inner light and serves to either strengthen or focus it. If there is a byproduct left over, it is ejected from oneself, eventually forms a white manifested influence, or bright one, depending. That with which one doesn't resonate or dissonate with is often incorporated into their mental form and helps to give them nuance. If there is byproduct left over, it is often ejected from oneself and eventually forms a gray manifested influence. That which one feels a dissonance with is often incorporated around one's inner life to help protect or limit it. If there is byproduct left over, it is ejected from oneself and eventually forms a black or dark manifested influence. There are probably colorful manifested influences as well, but that's only due to my own recent perception shift. Unfortunately, all manifested influences are able to carry the voices of the outside world into the mental world, making them tools of manipulation if one cannot recognize that they aren't truths or absolutes. And after everything that people have gone through, I would likely agree that most people have at least one or two of these things, which they will either need to find and pin down or remove until which they'll probably only be able to find, pin down, and remove when they recognize and solve the external problems that resonate in parallel to the manifested influences. Oh, yeah, I had a pretty good grasp of the mind back then. The bright unknown, the bright void. Then there's the dark unknown, the dark void. Dull unknown, the dull void. The colorful unknown, the colorful void. Alright, and then if I look for inner world, first one is something I hope you can have a good idea of, but to reiterate, the inner world is a place of comfort that someone holds close to themselves. It is crafted by hand and by the influences of their early life, both in action and things they like. It's often connected to the greatest part of one's innocence, be that their imagination, their heart, their curiosity, or otherwise. Innocence in this use is not primarily good or evil, just pure in a way as something that takes in experiences they encounter. One's inner world often influences the landscape of their dreams in a way, and is more likely to be noticed when having a good dream. The only things that can influence one's inner world after they've left their childhood years is parts of themselves, which includes fragments and shadows. After all, one can lose their way to their inner world and get lost in flying in the clouds of like the bright void or the dark void. The idea space is there. And absolute barriers may block them off from sections of their own inner world. They'll often still be there, untouched internally, having already been solidly built on the things that one does to relax. It won't provide a sense of comfort or care the moment they step in there. It will embody all the facets of an environment they would love to explore or live in. Quite literally, it is a personal world. Like an ideal vacation location, or your own personalized base. Here, I'll give you an example of Flicker's. Her door opens up into a lush plant-filled environment, which you can see the edge of just ahead, obscured by by a lot of greenery. Walking forward and out of the lush forest area, you're greeted to the sight of a small pond, standing just outside, lined with round rocks around its edge. Looking around you, you see green, grassy plains and some mountains in the distance, with some sort of wooden structure, a house perhaps, nearby. In this example, this world is perfect, quote unquote, or beautiful for Flicker because it provides her not only a comfortable and calm environment to take at her own pace while living a simple life, but there's also a wide open world out there that she can explore and test herself in, with many places to have her own adventures. Because those are two major things she treasures in her life. Also, Flicker built the wooden house herself. It wasn't just sitting there already made for her. Everything will be alright, alright. I can go collect some darker flowers in Eden, dark butterflies. Oh, you're ready to leave? Yeah, I can understand if Eden isn't your thing. Glad you had a good time hanging out. I hope me reading a Word document wasn't too boring for you. Bye! You know what? I'm not sure what each of our inner lights are individually these days, because Flickers hasn't changed much. Devashiki is still a fucking tough, stubborn, and determined bitch. But what about myself? What about Troon, Aurora? What about Ira or Trace? Or even Bile? Ember, Hugh, Hun. There's so much more to ourselves than we originally thought. And each can cast a different light, a different perspective. Create dynamic new shadows. New expressions of self. I like it. I like that part. To use fiction as a lens to buffer the pain of truth. Yeah, that can be useful. Spin! No darkness there. Oh, I needed to hear this song. Because I was writing myself off. That was a kind of self-sabotage. Just thinking to myself, oh hey, the ideas I want to share about psychology and perspective, they're probably not going to be taken seriously or very welcomed if entertainment is all that one is looking for. Honestly, I'm fine with that. I'd rather my ideas exist to have a chance to live on and help someone else with their life problems to be evolved further in the hopes of bringing humanity to a greater future, than just left to rot within my own brain, hacked away because someone else doesn't want to hear them. Everything. That doesn't mean all my ideas are good, by the way. I can very much still be a a stubborn, silly dumbass. That's okay. It means I'm a person, not some flawless masquerade. I like it when I'm able to accept myself like this. It makes life easier to live. Even if I'm not sure what's going to be thrown at me next. Helps me believe that I'll figure out my own way through it. In a sense, I did do that. I may have gotten myself in over my head and misjudged just what I was doing. But I don't regret what I learned. I just regret that I wasn't able to do better for the crime. I don't regret what I learned about myself. the eternal abyss, rest and wait. There's probably a murky void and a clear void too. And then there's real void. Void that reflects off of reality and incorporates all 6 components into the tangible world as we know it. Different degrees with different reactions and depths and pieces connected together, creating one hell of a harmony via resonance and dissonance. Because both are part of life, not just one or the other. Everything will be alright, alright. It just takes some time. Little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be alright. I believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself. You're capable of more than you could ever imagine. You can learn to bend that absolutely confusing absurdity to your will. You will be capable of more than I could ever imagine. Oh, I see that one there. Wherever you are out there. You don't have to be the best one. I want to see you be you. Without sacrificing your sanity, your stability, or your self-worth. Let your pride be the sacrifice if need be, but only in the sense of hollow pride. Of identifying with something that doesn't serve you. Just to maintain your own. Your ego should serve you, not the other way around. Your conscious and subconscious learn to dance together in a bewildering harmony that creates new possibilities never before dreamed of. Oh, let me get this vine and burn it down. I want to free these butterflies. I want to leave them to fly freely. I want to lift the weight from them. So that way they're no longer trapped. Even if my link line themselves would find the butterflies scary. Ow! Ow! Okay, you didn't have to fucking throw me for a loop that much, jeez. Thank you. Fucking hell, this is a precarious position. Okay, I am taking my free ticket out of this hell, thank you. Oh. Why deny it when it's there right for the taking? Please no. No, the pain made me doubt myself. And I've been working through the pain and working through that doubt for a while now. Proud of how far I've come, even if I've made my mistakes. Hope you have a good time in Eden. Okay, I maybe should have rephrased that to, I wish you the best of luck with giving as much child support to those starving children as possible. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. Don't you want to live? Be alright, alright. Your girlfriend. Yeah, no, okay, girlfriends really is the biggest help to my mood. Oh, and appreciating them. Sure, each of them may have their own flaws, but they still try. I'm proud of them for that. Now, if only I could solve my fucking income problem. Because my mom's health isn't exactly getting better as she grows older. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. Everything will be alright. I have not felt this relaxed in a while. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. No. I find it hard to envision a place where I contribute to society and manage to make an income. For me, it's like one or the other. Because I'm not mentally stable enough or professional enough to handle psychology and therapy for other people. My own beliefs would end up tainting the interaction to the point of possibly trying to get other people to believe my beliefs, and that's not serving the person. That's trying to just force an ideology further upon other people. Just do your best. Do everything you can. You're worth fighting for, even if you don't believe in yourself. Not because you need to be special or anything else, but because you're a person. You're here. And that's enough. You're trying, you're learning. You're letting yourself face the scary failures or the confusing moments, and finding your own way forward, little by little by bit, little by little, bit by bit. My brain tried to mash both sentences on top of each other, damn it. Like, I cannot speak in fucking parallel. I do not have two mouths, brain. Why the fuck do you keep trying to do that? It doesn't matter if it's good enough for someone else. You're not inherently shameful, whoever you are out there. It just takes time to learn about how to be there for yourself. Especially in a world that values information over everything else. Makes you think logic is the supreme ruler of everything. But if logic doesn't respect emotions, then fear subverts and controls. For all small emotions can still call upon their big sibling fear. Shut down the logic and subvert it or manipulate it. So the first goal is to have logic respect emotion. And then the second goal is to have logic help emotion figure out its own way forward, without defining the rest of one's life. As friends that stop by and give you advice or let you know of what you care about. They're visitors, not permanences. Everything will be alright. Jeez, we need to get to bed. To those of you who snuck by and saw fragments of this recording, thank you. To those of you who stuck around and watched a good chunk through, I deeply appreciate it. I hope you all have a good day, good night, no matter what time or non-time it is. And if it isn't good, you're feeling stuck, lonely, confused, frustrated, overwhelmed, small, tired, or something else, well, I hope that things either improve for you, and that the chaos out there stays manageable, or at the very least that you're able to find a ledge to sit, rest, and vent on, even if only temporarily, without hurting yourself or others. We all have our bad moments and our bad days. It's okay to be flawed. It's okay to make mistakes. So long as you are not ignoring your mistakes and you are learning from them, you are trying. And sure, the world may expect unreasonable things of you. I'd like to be proud of you just for trying, if nothing else. Love you, humanity. You fucking dumbasses. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.